Okay, in the previous classes session, we were discussing about the theoretical aspects of service lines and what are the different kind of service lines and how we need to go for overhead lines or underground cables and different things. In this session, I am going to start with the materials. What are the main materials aspects of overhead transmission line? See, what are the main material aspects? What are the main materials used in service mains? That is the just first the service mains. What is meant by service mains? The actual service main starts from the distribution lines, the 11 kV distribution lines that we are getting from the distributor side and to our home. This is the point which we can use at our home side. So the whole the whole thing which is comes under from the distribution side of the service kV lines to the our home appliances distribution board of our home, that energy meter of our home. Till then we call it as a service lines or service mains. So what are the things that service mains contains? First thing is the aluminum cable. Aluminum cable for required capacity depending upon the load factor of safety of 2 is used. So the main thing is that we are using aluminum cable which will be having the safety capacity of 2. The GI pipe, a GI pipe of 38 millimeter diameter, 3 meter thick, 1.8 meter length for supporting. The GI pipe which we use for um, supporting to carry the cables. And PVC servicing pipe of required diameter of thickness depending on the size and number of wires. PVC service cap. PVC service pipe is also required, which is normally depending upon the size of the wires which we are using, that will be of about 2 meters length. These are the length are very much important. 1.8 meters, 2 meters, and factor safety of factor to 1.8 meter, that is used at the wall, the supporting wall which is going to receive the service lines from the pole nearest to the pole. This is the 1.8 meter length of GI pipe. 1.8 meter of GI pipe. This should be normally height of 1.8 meter. And PVC pipe. PVC pipe, that is for receiving the cables. Here the third one is the receiving pipe. The next thing is PVC bends for the above 3 numbers. Normally PVC bends are also using here, the PVC bends 1, 2 side and third one. These are the different PVC bends also using in 3 numbers. And varnished teak wood board for suitable size for aerial fuse board, 1 number. That is normally placing here, aerial fuse board. Aerial fuse board is required, and porcelain fuse units to required capacity depending upon the load, 2 numbers, 1 phase for 1 neutral. And varnished teak wood meter board for suitable size of 1. The meter board which is very much required for holding the meter board at our home side. So that is also required for 1 number. 10 SWG GI wire for messaging length depending on the distance of pole from the house. 10 SWG GI wire for messaging. See here, this is that. This is the GI wire messaging length depending on the distance from the pole. Normally in the problems what they do, they give the distance between the pole to our home. So depending on that distance we need to select the GI wire messaging wire. And porcelain brake insulators. Porcelain brake insulators to break messenger wire at the ends of. So there will be 2 porcelain brake insulators. This is the one and this is one more. 2 brake insulators to hold the GI wires. So these are required for 2 numbers. And porcelain reel insulators 12.5 mm diameter. These are the porcelain reel insulators normally placed at all the points at 0.75 meter length, like that. Porcelain reel insulators will be used. And eye bolts are clamps for fixing the supporting service pipes, 2 numbers. Eye bolts are clamps for fixing the supporting and service pipes. So normally at the ends here and here, one bolt like bolts will be used, that for bolts or clamps will be used for holding the and supporting the service lines and messaging wires. And the clamp for fixing the aerial fuse board. One more clamp will be used for fixing the here. One more clamp will be used for fixing the aerial fuse board. And earthing set for the meter. Earthing set will be used in the meter board for earthing. And miscellaneous materials like binding wire, TW, gaussing, meters, holders, all the things. So what are the things which we have to consider in overhead transmission line? Overhead transmission service line, those are our messenger wire. First one is the messenger wire, reel insulators, PVC service cables. The PVC service cables are will be the length of the PVC service cables will be based upon the length distance between the pole and the service pole. And supporting pipe for using, that is normally GI wire. GI pipe will be used for gripping the service mains and messengers wires at the our wall of the home. And clamp, normally clamps are using for taking the grip holding the grip of and giving mechanical strength to the service lines and messaging wires. Next one is the pole. Normally the pole is used for holding the cables. And meter board, aerial fuse board, brake insulator. These are all the main materials that comes under overhead transmission line. And when compared to under UG service mains, so as same that we the service lines are comes under OH also. We can take the service lines from the pole to the home in UH underground system also. That is, in the previous session I have discussed that for more than 25 kilowatt, that is for high amount of loading conditions, we need to go for UG service cables. And what are the main materials that we can observe in UG materials are PVC, aluminum, UG armed cable, that is 1.1 kV class required length and capacity depending on the load. Depending upon the load, the UG cable is determined. And stone wire pipes depending on the distance of pole from the house, that is the stone wire pipes. For giving the mechanical strength, we are going to for stone wires, and for that also the distance, the length will be calculated based upon the distance between the pole and the house. 38 mm diameter 3 m thick GI pipe for drawing cable. This is the GI pipe. This is the GI pipe. One more thing, this is the GI pipe for drawing the cable. And the earth set 1 number. Normally the earthing set is required whatever the conditions of whatever the types of cabling, that is maybe overhead or underground. And the iron pot head of required capacity depending on the load with the terminals. Iron pot head also very much required here. And GI bends 38 mm diameter 3 mm thick, and that is of 3 numbers. GI bend pipes, one here, one here, and one here. So for bending purpose, GI pipe bends are required. Varnished teakwood for meter board, and for fixing the clamp for fixing the pots, and eye bolts and miscellaneous metals are the common things. So what are the main things that we are going to consider while solving the problems? Or for example, a problem is given here. We need to calculate the size of the service mains. Okay, the load is 3.3 kV, 3.3 kilowatt, and we need to find the size of the materials that required. For finding that size of the meter, first we need to go for calculating the load current. How we are going to calculate the load current? The load is given here 3.3 kilowatt, and the voltage will be 230 volts. That is 14.35 ampere is we are calculated. Then and we need to consider for the factors of safety also, because the service lines, for finding that we need to add the factor of safety or diversity factors. That is here in the first thing I have told, aluminum cable is required based upon the load factors of safety of 2, diversity factor or safety factor, factor of safety 2. So therefore we need to multiply this factor of safety with the load current, that is of 28.7 amperes. So set of size of the aluminum cable required is 10 square mm, based upon the table. From the table for 28.7 ampere, the length of the cable is of 10 square mm. So based upon the length, so how much distance the length should be? That is for 10 plus 10. One is phase, another one is the neutral. So 10 plus 10 into 2. The distance between the, for consideration purpose, here we are considered 10 meter distance from the pole to the home. So for that purpose, we are just multiplying with the 2. Like that, the length of the wire is determined. Okay, see here. The one more problem here. Just have prepare a list of materials and estimate the cost of providing the service mains. Okay, we have to estimate the whatever the different materials required for 240 volts, 240 volts single phase 50 hertz and light and fan load of 5 kilowatt. The supply will be given that is 120 meter. He is given that the distance between the service pole and the home is building is 20 meter, 240 volt supply and total load is 5 kilowatt. So we need to calculate the load current first. So in order to find the load current, just divide or later multiply with the, we can calculate the load current on two types. First, we have to in the previous slide, as I had told, you have to calculate the current and multiply the factor of safety with that current, or just divide the load with the diversity factors. That is very much important. If he is not given, take it as 2 or 1.6. That is 3000 watts. And in keeping the future additional purpose, the future of load twice the present load. So for that purpose, if I am going to consider in the future, for present the appliances are for minimum number of appliances. The current taken is for minimum number of appliances. If in future, if I am going to add few more number of appliances, then for that also we have to make additional arrangements in the first itself. So for that purpose, we have taken additional current. So that is for additional loads. Just multiply it 2, and based upon that, we have to calculate the current. Just how to calculate based upon the Ohm's law. Just divide power with the voltage. Then we got the current. So for 25 ampere of current, twin core 1 by 3.55 mm 10 square mm. 10 square mm aluminum conductor with weatherproof cable is enough. Okay, this is how just the calculation is for finding the length of size of the cable. Then what are the main materials? That is as I told in the previous slides, same as it is continuous. The 10 square mm cable is required. How much distance? He has given 20 meter. So one single phase, for phase 120 meter, for neutral another 20 meter, and for other looseness connection, that is, see here, 20 meter for stretch, that is 20 plus 20, 40 meters for phase and neutral, 2 meters for round thimbless, and 10 meter along the GI pipe. The GI pipe which we are going to connect at the home side. So for that purpose, we need just a 10 meter of length of wire. So like that, we have to calculate the how much amount of cable is required. So that is just first we have to determine the load current. After finding the load current, the size of the cable. After finding the size of the cable, just measure what is the distance between the pole and the home. After finding the distance between the home and the distance, that is, for here in the given example, it is given as 20 meter. So take the 20 meter into 2, 40 meters of wire. 40 meters of wire for phase and neutral, and just take the 2 meters of wire from service mains. See here, this is the 20 meter. This is the 20 meter length. And for taking the connections from the service main to the fuse board of 1.5 meter, and here he is given 1.8 meter length for supporting. This is the 1.8 meter length. So take this 1.8 meter along with this 20 meter also. 1.8 meters for phase, another 1.8 meters for neutral. That is 3.6, total 3.6 meters. So 3.6 meters here, 1 plus 1, 2 meters. 3.6 plus 2, 5.6 meters plus this 40 meters. And for 1 or 2 meters, that is 10% for removing the skin removing or other cutting purposes. Like that, we have to select the total length of the wire. Okay. Then 8 SWG gang wire, 8 SWG gang wire, that is of 40, and GI pipe 50 mm diameter, GI pipe for supporting the service mains from the home, and conduits, pole clamp, pipe clamps, GI thimbles, wooden bush for GI pipes, conduits, and lock nuts, other whatever the different kind of miscellaneous. These are the different kind of miscellaneous that we also very much needed. These are the main miscellaneous things that we are needed. And what are the other materials that also we can need? See here. These are the materials that you people need to remember. Just have the pictorial representation at your mind, and from that you have to take down the different materials. 6 mm square twin core aluminum conductor for weatherproof, that is for outside. Aerial fuse board and GI pipe 50 mm diameter, MS angle iron brackets. These are the required for at aerial fuse board, and conduit 16 SWG, reducer bends, bushings, thimbles, IC boards, KitKat 32 amp capacity. KitKat fuse is required for main switch, working as a main switch. KitKat fuses, neutral links, cement, sand, putty items. These are cement, sand, putty items are for at the base of service poles. These are for civil works. So you people need to remember that these are the other miscellaneous items. But for Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. I have faced some technical issues. So like that, for like that things, we have to calculate the what are the different kind of materials. So here are the different things that a overhead transmission line contains. So these 9 things are very much important and very much essential points that every overhead transmission line should contain. You people have to mention these 9 things compulsory in your examinations, and also other essentials like this. What are other different essentials that also we need to take consideration. So while solving the problem, what you people need to do, you have to calculate the first we have to calculate the load current, total amount of load current that a ohm is required, and then after finding the load current we have to calculate the size of the cable. So which cable we need to calculate. So based upon that, first then we have to next go for the length of the cable, total how much length is required. So if he specified the distance between the pole and the home, that is energy meter, not home, that is energy meter, till the energy meter the service mains comes, that is from the 11 kV distributory lines, that is from the pole to the energy meter, the whatever the lines comes, those are comes under service lines or service mains. So first we have to calculate the length of the cable. How to calculate the length of the cable? We have to consider from the 11 kV to fuse board, from fuse board to the GI pipe, from GI pipe to the energy meter, from 11 kV main supply to the energy meter, the amount of cable that requires are comes under service lines. So how much distance? First, the distance between the pole and energy, GI pipe. What is the distance between the pole and the GI pipe? That we have to, that is already specified. That is here in the previous problem he has given 20 meter. So take that 20 meter and multiply that by 2. That is 2 for one phase and another one is neutral. So that is for 2. And then from 11 kV to fuse board, that is for about 1 meter length and multiply by 2. And in the GI pipe, the GI pipe is normally taken as a length of 1.8 meter. The 1.8 meter into 2, and from GI pipe to the energy meter, take it as a 1 or 2 meters, and that 2 meters into 2, and from energy meter. So till here we have to calculate the length of the cable, and the length of the GI messenger wire is taken as the distance between the pole and the GI pipe, that is 20 meters. So length of the GI wire is also 20 meter, and number of insulators, real insulators required, number of real insulators required is equals to the total length into 0.75. So at every 0.75 meter we need to place one real insulators. So 20 meter into 0.75, that is gives the number of real insulators required. PVC service cable, okay, that is already done. And then other thing is the meter aerial fuse board or brake insulators, like this. These are the other materials that we need in our calculation. So just we need to calculate the total length, total load current and length of the cable. That is only the things that we are going to calculate here. The remaining thing all are the things which we have people have to remember previously. That is, what are the other things? Length of the cable, GI wire, GI pipe, conduits, pole clamps, pole clips, pipe clamps, GI thimbles, wood bushes, reel insulators, fuses, KitKat fuses. As I told, the KitKat fuses already, and these are KitKat fuses, neutral links, and the MCBs, Stabo. These are some other miscellaneous that you people need to remember previously. Just you have to calculate the load current here. And next thing is power circuits. What is meant by power circuits and what are the other things? As we already know, the power circuits are two types. One is at the residential side, another one is at the industry side. So while calculating the number of circuits in the lighting device in the internal wiring system, as I told, there are two types of circuits which we can observe in our residentials. One is the light circuit, another one is the power circuit. In the light circuit, what happens? Based upon the number of points and the total load, that is, each subcircuit should contain 10 points and 800 watts. If it is increases more than 800 watts, then we have to go for one more subcircuit. And like that, if the power circuits are also divided based upon the wattage loading conditions, that is, power circuits for heaters, coolers, refrigerators, and air conditioner. These are comes under home appliances. And the next thing is power circuits for motors, generator, air conditioner equipments, and machine tools. These are comes under industrial sets. So these are different. There are two types of power circuits. So just like light circuits, power circuits can also divide based upon the loading conditions. So if it is increases more than 1000 watts, then we have to go for one more subcircuit in power circuit also. That is, and 3 points, mainly 3 points. If it increases more than 3 points, we have to go for one more subcircuit. This is of about power circuits calculations. And next thing is distribution board or a switchboard, and this is consists of set of insulated bus bars, each incoming or outgoing circuit controlled by a suitable means, and each outgoing circuit may be controlling a single three-phase load. Mainly, the distribution board or a switchboard consists of set of insulated bus bars. So there are based upon the requirement of load, bus bars are divided. Those are insulated bus bars. A set of different insulated bus bars are placed in the distribution boards, and these distribution boards also contain incoming or outgoing circuits which are controlled by a suitable breakers or suitable switches or suitable circuit breakers. Each incoming and outgoing circuits it contains. And next thing which is contained, each outgoing circuit may be controlling a single three-phase load. This is about based. This is how the distribution board and switchboard materials. The next thing is, what are the main important considerations regarding motor installations? These are very much important regulations or factors or considerations that we have to consider while installing the wiring in motors. What are those? The equipments used in power wiring shall be iron-clad construction, or wiring shall be of armored cable. The which we are using are armored cable or conduit type, and woodwork shall be not used mounting the switch gears. That is, woodwork should not be there. And looping of conductors, use the joints shall not be done. Looping should not be done in the conductors. The length of flexible conduits used for connection between the terminal boxes of motors and starters, switches and motors should not exceed 1.25 meters. The flexible conduits used in between the cables, starters, switches, motors, terminal boxes should not exceed 1.25 meters. And every motor, regardless of size, shall be provided with the switch fuses placed near to it. That is, every motor should be placed with the switch fuses. And different conduits should preferably laid in covered by trenches to facilitate the operating movement. In addition to switch fuse, all the motors shall be provided with the suitable means for starting and stopping. And laying of cables used to separately conduits for separate motors. Each separate motor should be able with the separate cables in the trench boxes. And the minimum cross sectional of conductors that can be used for power wiring of 2.5 mm square aluminum. The current rating of cables for supplying of motor may be based on the normal full load current of the motor. And the conduit used in power wiring shall be electrically continuous throughout and connected in the frame of the motor. The wire used to earthing conductor shall be copper or galvanized iron, and since the supplier provides a maintenance only, a suitable earth terminal at or near the point of commencement of supply. So these are the 14 points that are very much essential before going to installation of wiring in the motors. Then how to go for determination of input power. The motor input will be greater than the motor output due to iron and copper losses. As we know, the motor input will be greater than the output power because the input power is given to the motor and it works. While working, there will be a number of losses, that is iron losses, friction losses, core losses. So different kind of losses are there. So because of these losses, the output power will be less. So as we know, for determination of input to motor for wiring calculations, these losses will not be considered separately. Okay, we are not considering these losses separately, and the efficiency of the motor is varies from the 50 to 65% for below 1 HP motors, 70 to 75% for 1 to 2 HP motors, 75 to 80% for 2.5 HP to 5 HP motors. So as we know that the input, the power in the motors are calculated based upon the horsepower, HP. So based upon the variations, as HP varies, the efficiency of the motor is also varies. So for less than 1 HP motors, the efficiency varies between 50 to 65%, and for 2.5, 1 to 2 HP motors, the efficiency may be higher. As HP higher changes, increases, the efficiency also increases. The efficiency may be increases, that is around 70 to 75%. And for 2.5 HP to 5 HP motors, efficiency is varies between 75 to 80%. So how to determine the input power? So as we know that the rating of the output power and efficiency, just by dividing the output power with the efficiency, we are getting the input power. But if it is in terms of watts, then we can substituting in terms of watts. But if it is in terms of HP, then that at that time what you people need to do, just enter the rating of HP multiply by 735.5 watts. That is 1 HP is equals to 735.5 watts. For that purpose, for calculation, we are just multiplying here. As usual, eta. Eta is the efficiency of the motor. Next thing is how to determine the input current to the motor. So in case of DC motor, as usual, just enter the HP and multiply with 735.5 divided by the efficiency. Then we are getting directly the rated current of motor, DC motor. And if you in case of single phase AC motors, squirrel cage induction motors, then rated HP 735.5 divided by eta m, and we need to consider the voltage and power factor materials. Voltage and power factor. And in case of three phase induction motors of squirrel cage or single phase of motors, just divide with the root 3 for three phase. Remove the root 3 for single phase, add the root 3 for three phase. Then how to determine the rating of cables? Just like in the previous session, as I told, we had to calculate the ratings of the cable based upon the rating of the current. By calculating the current with the help of the total rated of the devices with the supply voltage, just divide the rated of the voltage power with the voltage, we will get the rated current. So by calculating the rated current, by observing the tabular columns that we are already discussed, by observing the tabular columns for copper or for aluminum, we can select the ratings of the cables. So, and the next thing is, we have to calculate the we have to select the cables in the motors based upon the started currents, because while starting the motors, what happens, there will be a high amount of fluctuations of current while starting. So because of that, when a motor is started, it draws a current larger than the full load current. So in order to withstand the high starting current, we have to consider the starting current of the motor. So if we are going to consider the full loaded current of the motor, what happens, it not supplies the starting current. For that purpose, we have to consider the cable based upon the starting current of the motor, and starting current need to be taken into account for determination of the size of the wire. So as I told, we have to calculate the load current based upon the load of the motor and supply voltage. After calculating the load current, next what we need to do, we have to calculate the starting current of the motor. by considering the starting current of the motor, we have to select the rating of the cable. Just by observing the current rating, we have to take the rating of the cables. So here in the motors, what happens? The started current is very high compared to the load currents. So for that purpose, we have to consider starting current to be considered for selection of the wire. Then determination of the rating of the fuses. So this is also based upon the current rating. Always remember fuses set, fuse wires always need to be considered based upon the rating of the current of the wire, rating of the motors. Fuse wire used to be protection for the motor and it may carry the starting current safely. But the rating of the fuse should be greater than the rating of the cable. Always we have to consider the rating of the fuses based upon the rating of the cables. That is more than the rating of the cables. Then how to determine the size of the conduit, determination of the board, meter board and the main switch and the starters. So size of the conduit is always also the same as that we are considered while selecting the size of the conduit in lighting circuits, and the number of cables of different sizes are determined by the various sizes of conduits, and maybe by knowing the size of the cable and number of cables to be carried, size of the conduit is determined. The size of the conduit is based upon the size of the cable, number of cables it is carrying and the size of the conduit. Cable size and number of cables. Based upon the number of cables that flowing and size of the cable, we are just calculating the size of the conduit. And how to determine the distribution board. So distribution board contains number of fuses, number of incoming and outgoing lines, number of ways. So based upon that, we are calculated. We are have to make the arrangement of distribution board. So number of ways, voltage ratings, current ratings of distribution board is decided from the number of circuits fed from it. Number of circuits. So by calculating the number of circuits, number of sub-circuits, we are calculating the distribution board size. And current rating of main switch is decided by starting current of one motor and full load currents of remaining motors. If the starting current of all the motors are same. So here first we have to calculate the starting current of one motor. So based upon the starting current of motor, other motors full load currents, and by calculating the current ratings, we are just determining the size of the cable. In squirrel cage induction motor, what happens? The dual starters, direct online starters for up to 0.75 kilowatt, star delta for 0.75 to 11 kilowatt, and auto transformer is used as a starter for above 11 kilowatt. So here what happens? In squirrel cage induction motor and slip ring induction motors, the starters which we are using are decided based upon the rated of motor. If it is for up to 7.75 kilowatt, we use DOL starter, and if it is up of between 0.75 to 11 kilowatt, we use star delta starter, and it is for above 11 kilowatt, we use auto transformer. Similarly, in slip ring induction motors for high ratings, rotor resistance starter is used. Okay. See here. This is the one kind of problems repeatedly asking in the examination. There are two problems that we are getting from this unit, from this module. One is to calculate the materials for service mains, and another thing is the calculation of materials in power circuits. These are the very simple problems. You have to remember the basic materials first required in the service mains, and here just remember how to place the materials. Here 10 HP 415 watt volt 3 HP 3 phase 50 Hz induction motor installed in a workshop. This is a workshop. A 3 phase induction motor is placed. 10 HP 3 phase induction motor is placed. So here we have to calculate the quantity of materials required. Okay. He is given 25 meter of length and 10 meter of height. This is the first thing you have to make sure. And some of the assumptions should also you people need to make, that are the motor and stator are to be procured through the separate contract. The motor starter. This is the main board. These are the doors, different doors, and this is the motor starter. The motor is placed near to the motor starter always. And motor disconnect switches and main switches are to be supplied by wiring contract. Conduits are to be run exposed on walls. That is, all the conduits should be placed on the walls only. That is a basic thing you people need to remember. The main switch, motor switch, and starter shall be mounted at a height of 1.5 meter. This is a general rule that you people already studied. That is 1.5 meter height. Two earth wires will be run side by side by earthing the motor, starter, and switches. Two earth wires should be required here. And next thing is, motor shall be installed at suitable foundation 0.2 meter above the floor level. That is, 0.2 meters of floor is required for foundation of the motor. Okay. Then how to determine the full load current? Full load current is determined based upon the rateds. He has given 10 HP. So this is in terms of HP. That's a 735.5 divided by root 3 into voltage into power factor and diversity factor 0.85. Efficiency. This is the efficiency. This is a normally made assumption. We are assuming that it is a 85% of efficiency with the 0.8 power factor. So we have calculated 15.05 ampere current. So normally we have to take the twice the rated current, twice the full load current as the starting current, or 1.5 times, that is 22.6 ampere. So for 22.6 ampere, we are need to calculate the PVC cable that which is required. That is 6 mm square cable is required here. Okay. So here what now next step is what we need to do. We have to place the main switch and switchboard. Okay. This is the main board. From here onwards, we have to start our wiring. What we need to do, from meter board to main board and main board to meter board, and from main board to control board, only one 3-core cable is to be run, and HD conduit to be run from the meter board to main board. That is, from this meter board to main board, we are running 0.2 meters of distance, running a 3-core cable. Okay, see here. This is the meter board, that is 0.2 or 0.3 meter. As I told, 3 earth wires should be run from meter board to main board. 3 earth wire is taking down here. One phase, 3 phase wires from meter board to main board. 3 phase wires that are taking here. Okay, from meter board. And next thing is, we have to take the from meter board to motor switch. From meter board to motor switch. From meter board to 1 meter of height, 1.5 meters of height. Okay. This is the 25 meter. The meter board should be placed that is of 1.5 meter, and the motor starter is also distance between the 1 meter. So about totally 2.5 meter. 2.5 meter, 1 meter, 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter, 1 meter, we have to remove. That is, the distance between meter board to motor switch is about now 22.5 meters. That is, we are removed 1.5 meter here and 1 meter here. So 22.5 meter. Remaining is 22.5 meter. Take 1 meter up and take the 22.5 meter up to the motor switch, up to the motor starter. From meter board to 1.5 meter, 1 meter down, take 22.5 meter up to motor starter. Then take the wire again from this 1.5 meter down to 1 meter motor starter. See, from 1 meter to motor switch. We have to place one gang or operation switch here, gang operated switch nearest to the motor switches. So this is a 3-phase motor. So for that purpose, take the 3 phases and 2 earth wires. 3 phases, 2 earth wires. Okay. From the motor switch to motor starter. Normally what happens, the motor switch is placed nearer to the switchboard, motors only. Okay, so from the switchboard to motor switch to star delta starter, star delta starter. This is of about 1.5 meter from the wall, 1.5 meter from the ground, and 0.5 meter of extra floor is also made. 0.5 meters of extra floor is also made. Okay, we got till here, star delta starter. Here 6 mains are taking. 6 mains, that is, in the problem he has given only one motor. So one motor we need 3 phases. And if it is for another motor, so for that purpose we can give that one more 3 phase. So like that, for easiness purpose we are taking the 6 wires from here. Instead of 6 you can take a 3 wires also. No problem. Okay. Okay. From 1.5 meters of height, the meter starter is placed. And here we need to dig the earth for trenching. About 0.2 meter we need to dig. This is a standard. As I told already, we have to dig for 0.2 meters and run for about 1 meter. As I told, the distance between the motor and the starter should be 1 meter. This is the distance. The motor and the starter should be 1 meter. We have to take the wires from the starter to the motor through the trench, which is digged below the earth. See here, which is digged below the earth. 1 meter, 0.2 meter for again taking back, because we are digged inside, no? So that is taken out and giving supply to the motor. So from here, the 2 earth wires are separately given to earth. This is the total wiring of motor. So how much length of cable we need to require? The length of 25 mm HG rigid cable. From meter board to main board, that is 0.3 meter. From meter board to main road, that is 0.3 meter. From main board to motor switch. From main board to motor switch, how much amount of cable required? That is 22.5 meters. Totally 22 plus 3.3, 22.8 meters. And plus 10% for miscellaneous. That is for wastage purpose. Totally 25 meters of cable is required. That is from meter board to motor switch. Then what is the length of 31 mm HG conduit required? Length of 31 mm HG conduit. The total conduits required. From motor starter to ground, we need to take the cables through the conduits. So for that purpose, from motor start to ground, that is of about 1.5 meters here, 0.2 meter in the down in the below the earth, and from the foundation, for foundation 1 meter up to top of the motor foundation, then 0.2 meter, 0.2 meter, 0.2 meter here, 0.2 meter here, total 0.4 meters. So totally 1.5 meters, 0.2, 0.2 and 1 meters. Total how much? 1.5 plus 1, 2.5, 2.5 plus 0.5, 3. Totally 3 meters. Plus 3.1 meters plus wastage of 10%. Total about 3.5 meters. So totally 3.5 meters of 31 mm HG conduit we need required. Then the next thing is what is? Length of 25 mm flexible is 0.25 meter, 31 mm flexible conduit required for heavy gauge conduit is 1 meter. Then next thing is aluminum cable, PVC cable, how much required? One length from meter board to main board. From here, 1 meter from meter board to main board. 1 meter cable is required. Then one length of main board to motor switch. From main board to motor switch, 22.5 meter, that is totally meter board to main board, meter board to motor switch 25 meter. Then from motor switch to motor starter, here motor starter is there, from motor switch is there, so for 0.5 meter of PVC cable is also required, 0.25 meters. Then from motor starter to motor terminal box, that is 3.2 plus 1, 8.2 meters. Total length is 31 meters. So with the help and wastage also 35 meters. So totally 35 meters of cable is required. So what are the different other materials that also needed here? That is 32 amp revariable type switch fuse at the fuse board, and IC boards, heavy gauze flexible conduits, 3-core cables, conduit bends for 31 mm and 25 mm, different conduit saddles, lock units, flexible pipes, wooden bushings. So based upon the number of quantities and how many numbers we need to require. And wood gutties, shock treatment charts, charcoals, standard wire gauge. So these are the other materials also needed. So in the examination, if he has given this problem, then first and the main thing, what you people need to do, you people have to determine where you have to actually place the motor. And based on that, we have to start the wiring. So in this problem, he has given only one motor. Instead of that, he has given other motors, one more motors or 3 to 4 motors. Then what you people need to do, you have to place the motors in a displayed manner and take the wires from the meter boards. Take the wires from the meter boards separately and place the separate the motor starter also. So from the motor starters, place the wires to the motors, and from the main boards, give the supply to the motor starter. So like that, you have to give the wiring of motors. So you people have to remember what are the different kind of materials that we have to take, that we have to consider. So based upon that, you have to solve the problems. This is the end of the session. The remaining things we will discuss in the next.